So today's story is pretty interesting. This came across my desk this morning while I was scrolling through YouTube, and I'm going to get right into it. So there was this Christian school in Phoenix, Arizona that reached out to the public school system, basically told the public school system that, hey, we see you guys are hurting to get educators in the system to assist students. We'll send our students who are training to be teachers, and they can assist the teachers here in the public school system and basically help out. And the public school system spit in their face and said, hey, no, thanks, but no thanks. We don't want you based on your religious beliefs. So now you have this Christian university reaching out to the court system saying, hey, we're going to sue the public school system for religious discrimination. So now, of course, once this hit the level of the court district and the school realized that they were going to get sued, the public school district sat down and said, hey, we need to have a board meeting. And this is where things got weird. Who turned out? All the parents and then the LGBTQ community. And basically there was this giant dispute and it was pouring out the doors. The streets were loaded with tons of people protesting. It was it's a trip. So I'm going to show you this clip here from the 12 News over there in Phoenix. And then this is, I think, NBC.
And thanks for joining us for 12 News at 10. I'm Kariba Devine.
I'm Jonathan McCall. Mark, enjoying the night off. A packed and heated school board meeting in the West Valley just wrapping up moments ago. Folks protesting the Washington Elementary School Board's decision to cut ties with the Christian universities. Some school board members even receiving death threats. Folks on both sides of this issue say that they are being discriminated against.
Team 12's Chase Golightly was there, and Chase, protesters on both sides showed up.
Karibe, Jonathan, that's right. There was actually so many people inside the board meeting. Most of them actually had to watch that meeting outside. And you're about to see just how packed this area was behind me as both sides argued with each other. Thunderous applause and loud hissing.
Say in parentheses.
Hissing is not permissible.
Hissing? Like, who hisses? What is this? Oh my gosh, man. All right, we'll continue.
All heard from inside the Washington Elementary School District Board meeting Thursday night.
That aren't yours.
Everyone is here after the district cut ties with Arizona Christian University because of a statement of faith policy their student teachers signed, saying marriage should be between a man.
All right, so I stopped this. This is the statement of faith, right? That the parents and the faculty staff came upon, and then now the LGBT community is protesting it. And that's why they're saying that Christians should not be allowed in the public school system. So I'll read this for you. It says, while the statement of faith for faculty and staff is more comprehensive than that required of the students, both versions express Arizona Christians' sincerely held beliefs about biblical marriage and sexuality, which I don't understand why that's an issue right now. It says, including the beliefs that God created man and woman in his image and likeness, that God wonderfully and immutably creates each person as male or female, and that God intends sexual intimacy to occur only between a man and a woman who are married to each other. Interesting. This is a very gray area. So on one hand, you have Christians saying that they're being hated and discriminated against by the LGBT community because obviously what they believe in is not smiled upon by their community because they believe in God creating man and woman and having intimacy in marriage, right? In the marriage bed, a man and a woman will be married and have sex with one another. It's going against their beliefs. But on the other hand, you got the LGBT community basically saying, hey, the Christians believe this, they hate us based on our beliefs, and we can love whoever we want and do whatever we want. It's really just a lose-lose scenario here. Like, I don't understand how the outcome can go in favor of one or another, right? But what I do know is this is discrimination. They're saying that Christians cannot be in schools now based on their belief system, where LGBT can now be in the school district and be in the schools, preached far and wide, up and down, however they want to go about it. And there are no boundaries, no morality. However, we know that God has boundaries and morality. Funny how that is now being kicked out of the school district. The LGBT community is the preaching system of the world, if that makes sense. And what I mean by that, I'll break it down for you. They are preaching that it is okay to sin. There are no boundaries. There is no immorality. If you want to have sex with a donkey, you can do that. If you want to think that you're a donkey, you can do that too. That's what I'm getting at, is they believe that anything goes and everything is a decision and you should have free will, and which you should. And I 100% believe in that. And I'm not saying I'm against that. That is your choice. But do I believe in that? No. Not at all. So the God of the Bible has been around and has not changed for thousands and thousands of years. And as Christians, we stand on that. And that is our morality. That is what gives us boundaries. That is what keeps us moral. And the LGBT community is now pushing that out of the school system. All right, I'll stop jabbering and continue on.
And a woman. The district concerned about what this would mean for the LGBTQ plus students.
This is the biggest grift that I have ever seen.
Those against the decision say the district is discriminating against Christian values.
So disappointed. I just urge you to rethink this.
Your decision to criticize the traditional values of this university is outside of your scope of practice.
It's totally biased, it's wrong, and completely discriminatory towards Christians in general.
And those for it say they don't want their kids to be subjected to discrimination.
I am proud to stand with a school board that is standing up for students. This is the wrong issue of discrimination. Nobody is attacking Christians.
Ties with ACU had nothing to do with religion. It had everything to do with an institution that views the LGBTQ plus community as bestiality and incest.
It was standing.
Bro, what do you want us to believe here? You're wearing cat ears and you walk around with collars on and chains and leashes and you identify as animals, fairies. There's 1,000 pronouns, probably more, that we're expected to call you by or refer to you by. It's all mumbo jumbo garbage. This stuff is trash for the brain. Actual trash. And I'm sorry, but I'm confused by it. How is a 14-year-old supposed to figure this stuff out? I don't know, man. This stuff is wild.
So everyone else, about 100, watched outside as the meeting was played on mobile billboards.
Who are in support of this board.
Protesters facing each other on the street, cheering or booing, depending on who spoke, wanting the district to hold firm or change. Now, just to be clear, there was no vote tonight. The decision was already made at the end of February, so really, this meeting was all about having people's voices heard. At the same time, we did learn a lawsuit was filed against the school district because of the decision they made. Of course, this is a developing story, and we're keeping a close eye on it, so be sure to stick with 12 News as this story continues. For now, we're live in Glendale. Chase, go live.
This story is kind of game-changing, honestly, right? This is the first time we've seen Christians speak out and say they're the ones being persecuted and discriminated against based on their religion and their faith. Normally, it's the LGBT community, right? If you've been following this sort of stuff, the LGBT community has switched their agenda. They have gone to more of an aggressive side of things. They have forcefully removed a lot of Christians out of the strongholds that they've had over the nation, right? They have gone into schools. They've systematically removed God. They've systematically moved him out of the school system and out of children's lives. Most children nowadays don't know who Jesus Christ is. They've changed the game. They came in all inclusive, everybody's welcome, all lovey-dovey, and now they're aggressive. They're coming after the Christian community and persecuting them. and saying that we're not welcome in schools based on our faith and religion. This community, right, has now become the new religion of the United States. They have forcefully gained control in the school system, and they're doing things without parental consent, like teaching. There was one guy a couple weeks ago, he brought in dildos, lube, you name it, and he was teaching kids about using spit versus lube, like very, very sexually explicit stuff to children. We're talking elementary school children. That's pedophilia. That's what that is. That is a pedophile. If there is one good thing that came out of this story, right, it's that Christians are sticking to their guns. They are not giving up. They're fighting this discrimination. They're fighting for their children. They're fighting for their education, which is awesome. They have laid down the fact that there is a God, and God has morals and laws and rules that need to be upheld. People that don't abide by those things, or believe that, you know, you should be allowed to sin or go do whatever you want, and think that you have to sin in order to have a good time, are servants to sin. They are slaves to sin. They are chained to sin. And that's where they find pleasure, and they seek pleasure in sin. They are servants to their master. They are servants to Satan. Once you break free of sin, you realize you don't need that in your life. All you need is the Lord. You need Jesus Christ. And that's the thing here. It is good versus evil. This is spiritual warfare, and we're seeing it in the physical. And in the spiritual realm, I can't even imagine the battle that is going on right now. But I hope these Christians keep up the good fight. And in the meantime, guys, may the Lord watch over you. May he bless you, and may he keep you. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you very soon.